Shout out to the Boom Squad. Shout out to Dawn Nemlikim, the first person to sign up for the Boom Squad. Shout out to Ham Sunshine, the first person I saw with a Moomin Rider badge beside his name. I've seen a lot of Moomin Rider badges since then, but Ham Sunshine was first. Shout out to Hug Lover and Yes We Cantaloupe for reaching legendary status. I'm going live with Inspiring Philosophy tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time to discuss the moral argument for God's existence. That will be a perfect time for the Boom Squad to test out our new custom emojis. All right, I already made a video about Usman Khan, the latest London Bridge terrorist. There have been several London Bridge terrorists, and given the way things are heading in Great Britain, we probably haven't seen the last of them. I wanted to make this follow-up video because I just read about yet another reason Usman Khan was not stopped. In my earlier video, I discussed one of the reasons Khan was able to carry out this attack. Even after he was arrested, found guilty, sentenced, and imprisoned for terrorism-related offenses, the British government released him back into society without ever bothering to challenge his belief in Muhammad. Muhammad, according to Islam's most trusted sources, was obsessed with martyrdom. And Muhammad, according to the Quran, is the pattern of conduct for Muslims. So when you see someone like Usman Khan, and he's obsessed with martyrdom because he's trying to be like his prophet, you had better do something to undermine his faith in Muhammad. Instead of undermining confidence in Muhammad, British leaders praise and glorify Muhammad and then release terrorists back into society. Couldn't be stupider. But there's another problem. Remember when we all found out that Muslim grooming gangs had been drugging and raping and pimping out thousands of young British girls for years, and that authorities refused to do anything about it because they were terrified of being called racists? Turns out that something similar was going on when there were warning signs about jihadis. The Sun reports, terrorist Usman Khan was a sex pest at school who had a photo of Osama bin Laden stuck on the front of his pad. The fanatic would harass girls at his secondary school in Stoke, and he would laugh and enjoy continually watching footage of the 9/11 attack on his mobile. A former pupil at what was then called Haywood High School told The Sun he would ask girls the size of their boobs, ogle at them, wolf whistle, and try to touch them. When he was turned down, he would intimidate them and brand them sluts and whores. Shocker. Usman Khan, even as a teenager, was striving to emulate Muhammad, a prophet who had sex with a 9-year-old girl, a prophet who married the ex-wife of his own adopted son after causing the divorce by lusting after her, a prophet who would have sex with 9 women and girls in one night while taking only one bath, a prophet who had sex with his slave girls, a prophet who beat his wives, a prophet who allowed his followers to beat their wives, a prophet who allowed his followers to rape their female captives, a prophet who allowed his followers to hire prostitutes, a prophet who taught that women are, by nature, stupid and immoral. Who would have thought that a teenager who's dedicated to imitating Muhammad, as the Quran commands him to do, would end up with such a low view of women and girls? The former pupil, who did not want to be named, told The Sun he had a picture of Osama bin Laden on the front of his school planner. It was like an A5 picture he had stuck on there. We were all disgusted by it. It was awful. He would also watch the videos of 9/11 in the lunch hall. We could see him looking at them. Nobody was comfortable. Quite a few people reported it. When they did, they were brought into an office at the school, and the whole racism thing was laid down to them. Students became uncomfortable because Usman Khan, when he wasn't busy harassing girls, was sitting around giggling hysterically while watching videos of terrorist attacks with a picture of Osama bin Laden prominently displayed on the front of his school planner. But when these students reported their concerns to school authorities, they were called racists. So, long before the grooming gang scandals were exposed, Great Britain was already indoctrinating students, convincing them that any concerns about anything any Muslim ever does are the product of racism. That indoctrination at the student level had been going on for years. Of course, the indoctrinated students of Great Britain grew up, and some of them became police officers and social workers and politicians. And then young girls and their parents started coming to them, saying, there are entire gangs of Pakistani Muslim men and boys who've been drugging, raping, and pimping out young British girls for years. And how did these indoctrinated police officers and social workers and politicians respond? Sorry, we can't help you because it would be racist to help you. So, like the pagans of old sacrificing their daughters to appease their gods, British leaders sacrificed thousands of young girls on the altar of false tolerance and political correctness. And now they're sacrificing the victims of terrorism on the same altar. And somehow, they've learned absolutely nothing, which proves that they're not only cowards, but also total morons. This can only get worse. What a country.
I've been born and bred in England, in Stoke-on-Trent, in Cobridge, and the older community knows me, and they will know you. If you ask them, they will know, like these labels what they put in on, like terrorist, this, that. They will know I know terrorist.